Hello beautiful people, Dawn Divine here. Join me now as we continue our tarot learning journey and step into the card of the Magician. The Magician is number 1 in the Major Arcana. While the Fool is 0, pure potential, unlimited and unmanifested, the Magician marks the moment that desire becomes focused intention. The Fool takes the leap and steps into focused will, desire and power. This card signifies the initiation of manifestation in the material world. It is the conscious beginning of creation. The Magician is a conduit between spirit and matter, heaven and earth, above and below. This is symbolised by his double-ended wand, which he wields in his right hand whilst pointing to the sky, and while his left hand points to the earth. This gesture echoes the Hermetic principle, as above, so below, as within, so without. It is the principle of correspondence. The Magician is the bridge. He draws from the ether and directs into the fabric of this 3D reality. Now let's take a further look at the imagery of this card. The bright yellow sky in this card resonates with the solar plexus energy center, our center of personal power, will and identity. It is this chakra that helps us direct our energy with purpose. Hovering above the Magician's head is the lemniscate, or infinity symbol. It symbolises the limitless nature of creation and the interconnectedness of all things. He is wearing a white undergarment, which represents purity, spiritual wisdom and the higher self. His red cloak symbolises fire, passion, desire and creative will, creation in motion itself. Around his waist he wears an Ouroboros belt. The Ouroboros is an ancient alchemical emblem of eternity, regeneration, and the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Surrounding the Magician we can see a garden. As with the snow-capped mountain peaks of the Fool card, the garden is also a recurrent theme you will see throughout the tarot. The garden represents the sacred subconscious, a fertile inner realm where we plant the seeds of our becoming. The red roses signify desire, passion, and will, while the white lilies signify clarity, wisdom, and divine truths. Take a moment to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and imagine you are in your own lush, fertile garden. The garden is your subconscious mind. Think about what you have been planting there lately. Do the seeds you have planted honour your path, or is there some weeding to be done, old thoughts to release, outdated beliefs to clear? Perhaps all they need is a little water, of love, gratitude and trust, so they may bloom fully in the garden of your life. Take a moment to journal any insights that come to you. Now let's look at the sacred tools of manifestation laid out on the altar before the Magician. Here we see the 4 suits of the Minor Arcana, previously hidden in the Fool's knapsack. We have a pentacle, which represents the element of earth and the material world, the body, nature, our time and resources. There is a cup, representing water, emotions, intuition, dreams and the subconscious. We also have a sword, representing the element of air, intellect, truth, communication and clarity. And finally we have a wand or a staff, which represents fire, will, energy, desire and spirit. These are not just tools. They are the elemental building blocks of reality, revealed, reclaimed, and ready to serve your conscious creation. The esoteric title of the Magician is the Magus of Power, the Master of Focused Will. His Hebrew letter is Beit, meaning house. It reminds us that the Magician is the vessel through which spirit becomes form, a dwelling place for divine intention. Beit also links this card to the 12th path and the Tree of Life, connecting pure potential, Keter, to understanding, Bina, the first step in conscious creation. The Magician does not deal in illusion or trickery. This is not stage magic. In esoteric traditions, magic is spelt with a K, to signify real alchemical transformation. This is the power to tap into the quantum zero-point field of unlimited potential and manifest something from nothing through focused intention and alignment with Source. The Magician speaks, and so it is. The Magician echoes the teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, the legendary teacher of Hermeticism, and who is argued to be the sage of all sages, and the master of alchemy, astrology and sacred science. His teachings deeply influenced early Christianity and the mystical and magical sciences across centuries. To walk with the magician is to study the hidden arts with reverence. The magician appears when we begin to shape our vision into reality. Think of that moment when you sit down with a notebook or a planner to start mapping out ideas for a venture, whether big or small. The act of planning isn't just practical, it's magical. It's where thought becomes form. It is also important to note that this card embodies the essence of the divine masculine. The divine masculine energy is active, expansive, and forward-moving. The divine feminine energy is receptive, contractive, and inward, which we'll see in the next card of the High Priestess. These polar forces are not opposites but complementary. We will see them weave throughout the tarot, and when we learn to harmonize with them, we unlock our full creative potential. Now let's explore the planetary and astrological correspondences of the magician. This card corresponds to the planet Mercury, the planet of communication, reason, alchemy, and is the messenger between worlds. This planet was named after the Roman god Mercury, who was messenger of the gods and bringer of divine knowledge to humanity. Mercury was often depicted with a caduceus symbol, which represents healing, balance, and transmutation. The astrological signs of this card are Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury and embodies intellect, communication, and curiosity. And Mercury also rules Virgo, a sign devoted to precision, refinement, service, and order. Mercury also rules the third house of communication and expression and the sixth house of health, daily rituals, and mastery. The magician speaks with clarity and acts with purpose, knowing that every word shapes a world. Take a moment to think about your own words and inner dialogue. What have you been shaping and manifesting? Is your dialogue empowering or limiting? Sometimes it helps to be more mindful about what we say and think, lest we manifest it into reality. In its shadow, the magician becomes the trickster, wielding power without integrity. This is why many tarot readers refer to it as the archetype of the trickster. The shadow can also appear as using manipulation to get what we want. It can be unfocused potential, where we scatter our energy, or where we lack grounding. The core meanings of this card are creation, manifestation, focus, willpower, skill and mastery, discipline and action through alignment. The magician taps into infinite potential to realize his dreams. He holds his vision, creates a plan, and implements his desires into being. And so the magician channels power and intention, bringing spirit into form and turning dreams into reality. But after this burst of outward creation, the fool is called inward, into stillness, into silence. Join me next as we step through the veil and meet the sacred stillness of the High Priestess. She waits behind the veil, not to act, but to know. She is the keeper of mysteries, the guardian of the subconscious, and the whisper in the dark that says, "Go within, the answers are already there."